But let me see if I can still find a way to see you. Here we go. All right. So we've worked on our hip hinge, we worked on the hike pass. Today we're gonna swing, but I'm glad you're all sharing your videos with me today so that I can see you. My dog is in the garage with me, so I'm sorry if there's any interruptions, but we're gonna get started with a warm up. So we're gonna warm up those hips, do those squats that we do with the shifting, the fire hydrants, and a little bit of shoulder warm up. So we can start with those squats. If you want to add a little bit of weight, like if you have a lightweight nearby, this one's 10 pounds, you just want to hold it in that goblet squat. Sometimes that can help you get into a deeper stretch, but if not, as long as you feel that stretch in those hips here, so you're just shifting the knee over the toes on either side, and then coming up and repeating. Do about 5 of these. Get those nice deep stretches. Then when you've done your 5, you can get down to the tabletop position, hands and knees. And we'll do those fire hydrants. 5 on each side. So repeat that twice. So 5 on right, 5 on left, and then 5 more on right and left. So hands and knees flat back. Pull the belly up. And the knee pulled out away from the body. All right. When you're done with that, take your time. But when you're done, you'll come stand up. And then we're going to be doing some shoulder W's. So you're going to have your hands in. You're going to pull them apart so your shoulders make a W, but you're going to be slightly hinged at your hips. So pull the shoulder blades together. I'm going to pinch it in the back and coming back down. 10 of these. Creating that nice W. All right, and you want to do a few shoulder circles. When you're done with that, a couple head circles, whatever you need. 2 quick stretch out while I start to explain. So, do you all have a kettlebell, or do you want me to continue showing with a dumbbell?
I have one.
Just give me a thumbs up if you have one, or show it to me. Show me what you got. Okay. All right, cool. So I'll continue to show both, because then when I post the video, anyone who doesn't have a kettlebell will still know what to do. So we're gonna do a deadlift. We're gonna do 5 deadlifts, 5 pike passes, and then we're gonna rest, repeat it again, and then we're going to slowly work through our first swing. So it'll be a lot of me talking and you watching me, and then we'll try it, and I'll try and watch each of you. Alrighty, so our deadlift, remember what I said before, line up with the ankle bone. If you have the regular bell, you're going to put it also in between your legs, kind of line up with the shin bone, the handle should line up with the shin bone almost, so it's right directly below your body. You're going to pull the hips back, hinge back, go on booties, poking out towards the wall, and then I'm going to drive my hips forward to stand. All right, so give me 5 deadlifts. And tap back down right in the center. Make sure you're not tapping down in front of you. Right back where you started from. That landing where you started from is going to be another important theme as we move on. So 5 of those. If you're deadlifting a bell, you're just going to hold it like this as you lift. And then same thing For the height pass, you're gonna hold the dumbbell the same way. Down and away. All right. Now for the height pass, we did this one last week, but I'm gonna show it to you again. So take your foot, line yourself one of your foot length away from the bell, and then spread the feet out a little wider than hip width. So a nice wide stance here. We're gonna hinge back. So I always go like this with my hands when I'm hinging back to really guide my hips back. So I make sure they're going back and not down, if that makes sense. So little karate chop here, woo, to help me start my hinge. So I'm gonna hinge back. I'm gonna grab onto the top handle of this belt, and I'm gonna tip it towards me, but it's not gonna leave the ground yet. It's gonna tip. What's wrong with me? Sorry. It's gonna tip towards me, so it creates a nice line from my shoulder straight through the belt. And I'm gonna hike back and land right where I started from. So like I'm hiking a football back between my legs, and I land in that same stop. I'm not going to let it pull me forward. I'm gonna hold this position the whole time. So when I'm heading forward, I'm not landing out here and tipping. I'm landing right deep into that ground. So 5 of those. Let me see you all do them. All right, make sure our backs are straight. So I think a lot of rounding right now. So a lot of you are here, which means when you bend down, instead of pulling your hips back, you bend over to get there. So if you watch my back, when my hips pull back, I stay flat back and I pull back and let those knees bend until I get down, instead of coming here and just bending over. So really pull those hips back, tight core, my head stays in line. I don't let it tuck in. All right, and then I hike and land. Good. Good. All right, much flatter backs this time around. That looks good. Okay, now, the way we're gonna transition into our swing is you're gonna do a hike back. Now, instead of landing on the ground again, you're going to drive your hips forward like we do when we deadlift. Drive the hips forward and let the bell float up, and you're gonna let it come back into that hike and then land the way you land your hike pass. So it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna hike, pop, hike, land. All right, so if you notice my back is staying that nice straight, so I go hike, pop, hike, land, and then I come straight up. So when I'm hiking that bell up or driving my hips forward, it's popping. So I'm getting this pop, and that's gonna let my bell float to the point where I don't even have to hold on to it. I can do this little let go because my legs are doing the lifting. If I pull with my arms, my elbows are gonna start flaring, my back's gonna start hurting, okay? So if you feel like your bell is drooping like this, or your elbows are popping out, that's because you're pulling up. That means your hips aren't popping. So you should feel the weight float for a second at the top before it comes back over your legs. All right. Bell down, 1 foot length in front of you, feet wide, pull back, straight out. Tip, hike, drive, down, land. All right. Let me see you guys. Go ahead, do one at a time. So always land in between. Okay.
So I swing it back and then I'll.
So yeah, you're gonna hike it back and then you're really gonna pop those hips. So I see a couple bells drooping. That means that you're not using this to lift. So you really gotta drive forward, squeeze the booty. Good, those are looking good. Nice flat backs, everyone. So you really gotta stand up really all the way back and then just pop those hips. Like you're trying to drive this bell through the wall in front of you. Think forward and not up. Just think forward. It'll float up on its own. And then once you get to the point where you feel like it's pulling you back down, come back down. Let gravity do some of the work for you. So you're holding at the top, just let it droop back down. Get to chest level and then droop back down. Yep. So you're only coming up to the chest here, because that's where we pop to. And then when it comes down, good, Trish. I see you're doing a couple in a row. Look, they're looking good. You have a nice straight back. All right. Good, Sandra. That's looking better. You're letting the bell come back down kind of on its own. Kim, you're looking good. You have a good landing. All right. Now, if you feel ready, if you don't feel ready yet, you can continue to land on the ground. I want you to try 5 swings in a row. So letting the bell set that rhythm for you. So, like I said, it's going to pop up and it's going to droop down on its own. So I'm not holding it here because then you see it starts to come down in this direction. It starts to come like this. I want the handle in line with my arms the whole time. So when gravity pulls it down, I'm hinging back down again. All right, just to my chest. We're not doing anything crazy up here. Yep. Good. And then when you're ready to land, it'll come back between your legs and land straight into the ground in front of you. All right. How's everyone feeling? Do I have any questions?
I don't know. I just can't seem to get the bending the knees thing right. I just want to automatically lock it in. And
so I want you to think about your hips then, more than your knees.
Okay.
So we're going to think about our hips coming back, but I can't come like this and have a comfortable hamstring, right? Once I feel tight, I'm going to let my knees bend. So my knees are just kind of hanging out. As I pull back, my knees slightly bend. So try the hike pass a couple times, maybe again. So in this position, find that comfortable position where your hamstrings are too tight and your back is nice and flat, and you're holding it, holding it, holding it. Now say back, drive, and then you're hike passing again. Think about that bottom as your hike pass every time. All right, let's see a couple swings. Good. Yep, so when you come up, just make sure you're standing all the way straight before you return back down. Good, that's looking better. All right. We're gonna move into a circuit because actually we're almost out of time. What time is this lesson? 12:45, we have 15 minutes. So we're gonna do a quick circuit. We are going to incorporate the swing again, and we're going to still work on that clean up to here, because that's going to help you too with this motion of the top up. So we're going to pop the bell up 10 times in a row, that clean here. So it's just right in front of my toes now. I hinge back, grab one, and I pop up. If you have a dumbbell, when you pop up, you're going to shift your hands to catch here. So you'll pull from here as it floats up. Catch those hands underneath. Good. All right, with your kettlebell, you're going to be at the top of the handle. And as you pop up, your hands are going to loop around to the side. So again, it's similar to how I pop the bell up for my swing. But now the momentum, my elbows will come in. My hands will come into my chest. The momentum brings my belt up. All right, try 10 of those. And then on the way down, I kind of drop back into that hinge and let the belt find the ground. Good. Good. If you feel like you're lifting with your arms at all, make sure you're adding that pop. Squeeze the booty. Good. All right, on the last one, I want you to hold and give me 5 squats. So this is a goblet squat. If you need to rest in between, no worries. Just 5 squats. And then we'll return down in front. So we're gonna swing. We're gonna do 10 swings. If you're feeling pain in your back when you're doing these 10 swings, go return to the hike pass, and me and you will chat at the end to work on that swing a little more. But if the swings are going well for you, do your swings. So 10 swings, go ahead. Hike back, up. It comes back between your legs. You come down into that hinge and pump the hips back up. Gravity is your timer here. Okay, good. Yep, just come right to straight in front of your shoulder. If it's coming up past your face, you're going a little too high. Good. All right, and when you land, you're gonna go into the hike and down. Good. Good. All right, hopefully that's feeling good for everyone. Now we're gonna do a couple lunges. So you're gonna grab your belt. If you have a dumbbell, you're just gonna hold it regular by the handle alongside your leg. We're gonna do 5 on each side. So I'm gonna hold the bell right now in my right hand. I'm gonna step the right leg back, and I'm gonna lunge down, and the bell's just coming right next to my foot. I have my arm out for counterbalance, because that's what's comfortable for me. If you like to hit it on the hip, that's fine too. All right, 5 on each side. Good. All right. That one's a little simpler. We don't have any crazy hip hinging there, right? Okay. Take a deep breath, grab water if you need it, and we're going to repeat this circuit. Okay. We're doing that clean again. So 10 cleans. On the last clean, if you're feeling like you have enough energy, hold it there and do your 5 squats. If not, go back down, rest for 1, and then hike up for the squats, okay? 10 cleans. Pop up, catch, and then droop back down. All right, make sure you're breathing. I recommend a nice big inhale when you pop up, and an exhale when you drop down. Good, everyone's looking good with these. Yep, we're learning to protect that back as we move forward with learning these exercises. All right, after 10, you have 5 goblet squats. So once you really weight back on your heels, pull yourself down, press yourself back up. Good, make sure you're keeping that chest proud on a squat. So remember what I said before, a squat, you'll be able to read my shirt. A hinge, you will not. Good. All right. When you're done, release the bell back down the same way you do when you're cleaning. So to protect that back, then we're gonna have it 1 foot in front of us, feet wide. If you're on a mat, like I have, it's really not gonna be helpful for your hand. Your feet are probably gonna be like weird out to the side. So for me, it's fine because I do this all the time. But for you guys, you really want a nice flat footing when you're learning this motion. And even if you guys are in a comfortable spot, if you want to not wear your shoes during this class, that's up to you. That's how I prefer to train with kettlebells, but I'm gonna garage right now, so I don't want 30 feet. All right, hands back, grab the top of the bell, hike, and drive those hips forward, like you're trying to throw your hips through the wall in front of you. And the bell just follows. I'm not lifting with my arms, I can let go at the top. 10 swings, and then you land. Hike back and land. Those are looking great. Yep, I see a lot straighter backs than when we started, which is great. Hopefully you guys are starting to feel, when you first learn your swings, in the 10 that you do, you might have 3 perfect ones and the rest might be wonky. And you should start to feel that. So you'll be like, oh, that was a good one. And then you'll like come down funny and be like, oh wait, something's off. So as you keep going, you'll start to feel good, 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 good for all 10. But feeling the difference is like the best thing for learning, all right? So lunges, 5 on each side. Grab that bell in your right hand, right leg back, and just lunge down. And when you're ready, switch. So comes to my left hand, my left leg goes back. Arm out for counterbalance if you need it. So this bell is just right in front of my knee. All right. Again, we'll take a quick rest. Does anybody have any questions? Everyone's good? All right. My heart's pumping. I'm out of breath already. All right, we're gonna do this again. And then we'll learn another new quick skill before we wrap things up. All right. So, 10 cleans. When you're ready, go ahead. Grab one, pop up, and release back down. So I'm making sure I have that nice straight back, tight core, tight glutes at the top. And then 5 goblet squats when you're done. Good. Good, everyone. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and swing. So 10 swings. So try and focus on how you feel. If you feel like you went back smoothly into that pin, if you feel like your hips kind of got stuck, just pay attention to what you're feeling as you're going and think about how you can fix it on the next swing. Good. So if you feel your bell drooping down, that means you need a little more power from those hips. So think about your hips are what's lifting, your arms are just following the bell as it floats up. Good. And then hike back to land when you're done. Good, good, good. All right. 5 lunges on each side. So the leg that's back is the arm that's holding the weight. The other arm can be out as counterbalance or on your hip, whatever is more comfortable for you. 5, all right. All right. So, with 5 minutes here, I'm gonna quick breeze over a new skill that we'll try and incorporate next week. And it's gonna be a single arm clean. So we're gonna do a dead clean since we're not super confident in our swing right now. We're all at different levels. I can see from watching. So a normal kettlebell single arm clean, I would hike back, swing, and come here. So I would repeat that. It's like a swing, but then I'm zipping up my jacket to come here. So because we're all still working on that hinging motion to get that momentum up, but I think most of us have a good deadlift. We're gonna have the bell right in front of us. We're gonna deadlift up, but now the same way we would clean with both of our hands here, right? how we keep it nice and close and just bring the hand up. Think about your thumb zipping up the center of your body. All right, so this is the momentum you want with your hands. Your hips are gonna drive that up. You're gonna come from a deadlift to the bell right here, okay? If you have a dumbbell, you're gonna hold it here, so it'll be flat, and you'll come to directly in front of the shoulder, all right? So, the key here is to keep it as close to your body as you can, and that's how it gets really lightly over here, because if I come out, do you see how it bangs down? Versus here, it just kind of flips over. So the weight of the kettlebell is doing that itself. All right, go ahead, try a couple on the right side. So you're gonna hinge back, grab on, and then clean up. Very similar to our double hand one, right? But now we just have our one hand doing it. Yep, good. Good, I'm seeing all the right things. I see our bells are still slowly coming over, which is okay. I know you're gonna have a little bit of soreness right here tomorrow. If you have a watch, make sure you move it out of the way so you don't break that watch. I like to turn my Apple Watch on the inside of my wrist for these. So go ahead, try the other arm. And if you're feeling like it's really slowly coming over, that's because you're still pulling up instead of popping up. Does that make sense? So your wrist is bending here and then coming up, when really we want our wrist straight the whole time. All right, one ring back. So I'm dead in front of me, center of my body. I come up and it just lands here for me. Good, those are looking good. All right. Perfect. All right, I'll pull you guys down a little bit. We'll stretch out that back. Hopefully that's kind of making sense for you. We'll work more on it next week, but I wanted to introduce it to you guys so you could practice it on your own if you want. So I want you guys to come down into child's pose, but I want you to really reach the arms out far in front of you so that when you pull back, your hands are staying where they are and really decompressing your spine. So you should feel like your shoulders are pulling up towards your hands as your hips pull away. You feel a nice release of pressure on that spine. You should hear a loud barking dog. And really deep breaths as you breathe into that stretch. With each breath, you should feel a little bit further into that stretch. All right. When you're ready, come on up into a sitting position, and then we can flip onto our booties, and we're going to stretch out those hamstrings. Those swings are going to make your hamstrings tight tomorrow, which might make your back feel a little bit tight. All right, so one leg out to the side, the other's tucked in. And I'm just reaching for that toe. I'll bring my hand over, get that hip and back stretch into there. And again, deep breaths. Every time I breathe, I should feel my body tipping a little further into that stretch. So on the exhale, I really get deeper. All right, after a few good breaths, you can come up, switch to the other leg. All right. Now I want you guys to flip onto your knees, and I want you to walk up into your feet, straighten up those legs. You feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs as you walk with hands up to standing. All righty. Thank you guys so much. Does anyone have any questions before I end this call? Nope, we're all feeling good? Good. So make sure you guys practice this and take videos of yourself so you can see if your back is straight when you're here or if you're rounding. You can see if the bell is out straight in front of you or if it's drooping, okay? Because sometimes it's hard to know in the moment, but it's easier if you film yourself. All righty? All right, thank you, everyone.